Hello students, it's day 4 for the chapter Modern Physics. In previous lecture, we have discussed uses of radioactivity and sources of harmful radiations. The specific objectives of today's topic are harmful effects of radiations, safety precautions while using nuclear energy, and background radiations. Our first topic for today is harmful effect of radiations. Students, the radiations produced in nuclear reactions are very harmful. They can cause short-term and long-term health effects. Short-term recovery effects. They can be recovered. So they are called short-term effects. When any harmful radiation like alpha, beta or gamma radiation passes through a human being, it can cause diarrhea, sore throat, that is pain in the throat, loss of hair, and nausea. Long-term irrecoverable effects. These are irrecoverable effects. Till now we have not got any treatment for it. When an harmful radiation like alpha, beta or gamma radiation passes through a human being, it can also cause long-term irrecoverable effects like leukemia, that is a kind of blood cancer. You can see in the picture, this is a normal blood cell and this is leukemia or a cancer cell, and the next one is cancer. This is a normal prostate and this is prostate with cancer. You can say that this is not inflammable and this is highly inflammable. Next is genetic effects. These radioisotopes, the emissions, alpha, beta and gamma emissions, they can produce genetic effects also. These kind of genetic effects are seen till now in the babies, which are irrecoverable. Then it's the exposure to the radiation can be acute, that is severe, if there is an accidental burst of radiations from an unshielded means uncovered source. Similarly, it is chronic in the case of persons working in atomic energy establishment when they are exposed to such kind of radiations. If the persons which are working in atomic energy or nuclear reactor power plants, they are exposed to such kind of radiations, so it becomes very dangerous for them. The exposure of pregnant women to X-rays for a long time may affect the child in the womb only. So it's very harmful. It increases the risk of cancer by 40%, of tumor and nervous system by 50%, that is failure in nervous system, and of leukemia by 70%, just when a pregnant woman is exposed to X-rays. The exposure of upper part of body to X-rays may damage the thyroid glands and can cause cancer. The exposure to gamma rays destroy the cells of the body. As gamma rays are highly penetrating, so they can enter to the cells of a human body and they can destroy the cells of a body and affects the blood cells, gastrointestinal tract, reproductive and hair cells also. It can harm the DNA and RNA of living cells. This is a picture of radiation damage to DNA. You can see the harm which has been caused to DNA. The uncharged neutrons also cause biological damage. Safety precautions while using nuclear energy. We have read that nowadays electricity is also generated by the use of nuclear energy obtained from nuclear power plants. In nuclear power plant, a radioactive source such as uranium-235 or plutonium-239 is used. You can see uranium-235 whose atomic number is 92. Number of protons becomes 92 and number of neutrons 146. So there is a huge difference between number of protons and neutrons. So it is used as a radioactive source. And these are used to produce electricity under controlled chain fission reaction in nuclear reactors. Now what is fission reaction. We'll do the detailed study of fission reaction in next lecture. Actually, it is that a heavy nucleus splits up into lighter nuclei on bombarding it with slow moving neutron, and this heavy nucleus, when splits up into two lighter nuclei, it also gives 3 more neutrons, which again strikes another nucleus, which again splits up into 2 lighter nuclei, and thus it forms a chain fission reaction. In this process, the following aspects require special care: establishment of nuclear power plants like this. These are the nuclear power plants. Handling of radioactive materials and safe disposal of nuclear waste. Now just see the reading part. Safety measures while establishing a nuclear power plant. While establishing a nuclear power plant to generate electricity, following precautions must be taken. First one is ensure that people working in it are not exposed to nuclear radiations, that is, they are totally covered. And in case of any accident, there is a minimum spread of radiations. It should be make a check that there should be a minimum spread of radiations. The administration, the things should be set up in such a way that the spread of radiation should be minimum in nuclear power plants. The nuclear reactor of the power plant must be shielded. It should be properly covered with lead, as lead does not allow the emissions from radioactive substance to pass out, and steel walls so as to stop the radiations from escaping out to the environment during its normal operation. As nuclear reactor is working, it will emit out alpha, beta and gamma radiations. It should not be exposed to the atmosphere. The nuclear reactor must be housed in an airtight building of strong concrete structure. The concrete structure or the building which is being used as a nuclear power plant station, it should be properly covered, shielded, which can withstand the earthquakes, fires and explosions, so that the radiations, or if any kind of explosion occurs, it does not harm the atmosphere. There must be a backup of cooling system for the reactor core, so that in case of failure of one system, the another cooling system could take its place and the core is saved from overheating and melting. And if the core will be overheated, it can cause explosions. So there should be always a backup of cooling system in nuclear power plants. Next is safety measures while handling radioactive materials. People working with radioactive materials are required to follow strictly the safety measures given below. They should put on lead, that is special lead lined aprons and lead gloves, as lead does not allow the radiations to penetrate. So if they will be wearing aprons and gloves, the radiations exposed or emitted out will not penetrate in their body. They should handle the radioactive materials with the long lead tongs. They should pick up the particles or radioactive materials with lead tongs. The safety limit for each type of radiation is known. We know the safety limit of each type of radiation. Like for alpha, we need a very thin sheet of metal. For beta, we need thicker sheet than beta alpha particle, and for gamma radiation we need a very strong lead sheet. So we know the safety limit for each type of radiations. Therefore, a care must be taken to ensure that no one is exposed beyond the safety limit in any case. For this, special film bandages are used, which are tested from time to time to know the amount of radiations to which a particular person has been exposed. Last is, the radioactive substance must be kept in a thick lead container. Why it should be kept in thick lead container? As lead does not allow the emissions, the radiations to move out. The walls of the container absorb the radiations which strike on them from inside, and thus radiations only come out through one narrow opening. As there is a very narrow opening, the radiations will only come out from that narrow opening. So we can have a controlled emission. Alpha particles can easily be stopped by a thin metal sheet as they have got least penetrating power. But for beta particles we need a thick metal sheet as it has more penetrating power than alpha particles, whereas gamma radiations we need a very thick lead sheets as it has most penetrating power. It can penetrate through large distances. Students, see the nuclear waste. How is it thrown? This sign shows that this is a nuclear waste, and there should be some safety measures for handling this nuclear waste also. The radioactive material after its use is known as nuclear waste. It's a very important definition. You should mark it out. The nuclear waste obtained from laboratories, hospitals, scientific establishment or power plants must be first kept in thick cask. These are lead boxes, and then they must be buried in specially constructed deep underground stores, as this nuclear waste also emits harmful radiations. They can still emit harmful radiations which can harm the atmosphere. These stores must be made quite far from the populated areas, as the emissions, radiations which are being given out by this nuclear waste should not harm the people. The cask can also be buried in useless mines, the mines which are now of no use. These casks, these lead boxes can also be buried there, and these mines must be sealed after storing the cask. This is how we can safely dispose the nuclear waste. Now next is the last topic, background radiations. Students, the background radiations are the radioactive radiations to which we all are exposed even in the absence of actual source. That is, if there is no radioactive source, then also we are exposed to these kind of radiations. There are two types of sources for background radiations, that is internal source and external sources. Internal sources, the radioactive substances such as potassium, that is K40, carbon C14, these are radioisotopes, and radium present in our body. These are the internal sources of background radiations, and they are not harmful to our body. External sources are cosmic rays. To some extent they are not harmful to our body. Radon 222 and solar radiations also to some extent are not harmful. These are background radiations. I hope this is clear to you all. Thank you.